Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, I'm going to do something a little different here as I go live. And I'm going to talk about why I would choose a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, before everybody gets all worked up, there are some well-known videos on YouTube talking about why different agents and brokers say they would not choose a Medicare Advantage. I've been doing Medicare since 2018. I have talked to hundreds of people on Medicare. I have clients that have both Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage plans. I have family members that have both. And yes, I'm aware that there is slightly better compensation for agents to do Medicare Advantage plans, sell Medicare Advantage plans. So having said all of that, my goal on my channel is to be as unbiased as possible, present all the facts, and I regularly use the Medicare and You handbook, specifically page 10. If you've watched any of my other videos, you need to check out this page if you are about to enroll in Medicare. But having said all of that, I have some clients that have Medicare Advantage that are very, very happy and pleased with their coverage. I don't think that Medicare Advantage is for everybody, full disclosure, but I try to take this approach as an agent. I try to listen to what people on Medicare say, because I'm not on Medicare yet. I don't have a Medicare plan. And so I do my best to listen. And so today, what I thought I would do is I'm just going to give you some real life feedback from people online. I was doing some research today. And by the way, if you're watching this video and you can hear me, just let me know in the comments below. I was doing some research today, looking at people who have had positive experience with Medicare Advantage plans. And because it's one thing for me as an agent on YouTube to talk about it, or another agent on YouTube to talk about it, or your neighbor or your friend or whoever, the people you really want to hear from are the people who are actually on Medicare and have the coverage you're considering. So in this video, I've entitled it why I would choose a Medicare Advantage plan, and I'm going to share with you some of these positive comments, positive experience from people on Medicare Advantage. The one thing I always tell people is this: Medicare is not a perfect system. There is no perfect plan out there. So if you are in the market for a Medicare plan, you're about to enroll in Medicare, yes, do as much research as possible, talk to an agent, talk to a broker, but understand and know that there's no perfect plan. Medicare itself is imperfect. And so what I want to do in this video is just maybe encourage those of you who watch these videos who have a Medicare Advantage plan. And if you have one and you've had a positive experience, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. But maybe you're in the beginning stage of researching and you're trying to understand, your options, and maybe there's a lot of leaning one way or the other. So I'm going to share some of these comments with you. If you join the live and you can hear me, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. And if I get some questions here in real time, I'll actually answer. Let's see here. All right. It says all messages are visible, so I should be able to see them. All right. So a lot of these comments come from Reddit. And I'm going to share some of them. And Reddit can be a unique place on the internet. I don't know if you're a Reddit person or not, but I just use a simple tool to go out and look for positive comments about Medicare Advantage. Again, if I was going to choose a Medicare Advantage plan, this would be why. So one user shared this. They said, I love my plan. Never, not once was I denied access to a specialist or a procedure. I had a knee replacement in 2019. The total cost was $57,000. My cost was $0. I've had 2 stents inserted in my legs. My cost $0. Plan cost is $0. Max out of pocket is $800. And so this person is basically saying there is potential significant savings and even comprehensive coverage with certain Medicare Advantage plans. And it's important to note that Medicare Advantage plans vary by where you live, the county that you're in. And what I tell people on Medicare is where you live should also have a big influence on your choice and decision, because some people live very close to a lot of providers with a lot of competition. And so there's access. Some live kind of more rural and there's not even a lot of providers, let alone ones that maybe would accept your Medicare Advantage plan. So that is something that you're going to want to keep in mind. Next, another user noted, they said, it's basically the same as what I had through my employer. And to me, this suggests that for some people, Medicare Advantage plans offer a seamless transition from employer-sponsored insurance to Medicare. I've had people tell me that before, like if I talk about the HMO or PPO having a network, if I talk about prior authorization, if I talk about the plan changing every year. I've actually had people say, well, that's how my plan basically was at my job. Why do I care if it's any different in retirement? Another one said this, yes, potentially $50,000 in premium savings over 20 years, plus additional savings from the following benefits: dental, vision, hearing aid, OTC debit card, gym membership. Again, before you come at me in the comments, I have videos on my YouTube channel talking about what I hear from people who don't like Medicare Advantage, and I try to be as unbiased as possible. One other thing I'll mention is, and I've shared this with you, there's actually research out there, one of them being with MarketWatch, that they have found that whether you're on a Medicare Advantage or Original Medicare, surveys show you are probably much happier with your health insurance than are people relying on private health insurance. So statistically, and this should make you feel better if you're concerned, the vast majority of people are happy with the coverage that they have on Medicare. And so that's just something to keep in mind. There's a couple other things here just talking about, like NerdWallet did a rankings highlight for Medicare Advantage plans with high customer satisfaction. I'm not going to go into that in this video because it's not the point of the video. The point is really to give you some user testimonials from people on different forums talking about why they like their Medicare Advantage plan. This person said, I love my plan. Never, I think I read that one already. Let me scroll down here. Let's see. This one said, I just received the 2025 benefit change for the Medicare Advantage PPO plan I've had for 2 years, and they were happy with the changes. Another interesting thing is, this is another survey, approximately 60% of respondents reported being satisfied with their Medicare Advantage plans. The key reasons for satisfaction include cost savings, additional benefits like dental and vision, and integrated prescription drug coverage. And then this is a survey from Medigap.com. Most beneficiaries did not experience difficulty finding in-network providers. A couple other things. There's some research out there that has shown that Medicare Advantage enrollees reported similar or higher levels compared to traditional Medicare beneficiaries. Um, some others suggest that Medicare Advantage plans outperformed original Medicare in preventative services utilization and had lower readmission rates. Um, just one thing to keep in mind when you're shopping, let's say you're shopping for Medicare Advantage plan, you want to look for the highest star rating as possible in your county. So as I mentioned before, every plan, Medicare Advantage plan that is, varies by the county that you live in. So you could be in one county and across the street from you, like is my situation, is a different county, and there's different options available to you there. So when you're researching this, let's say you're on Medicare.gov, you want to look for Medicare Advantage plans that have a high star rating. High usually is 4 to 4.5. 5 is very good. Also, there's some information out there that you can find from some sources that talk about the best Medicare Advantage companies over the last 5 years. So to wrap up this live stream and this video today, let me just say this, going back to why I titled this video, why I would choose a Medicare Advantage plan. And here's what I hear from people who are happy, and this is something that you can consider if I'm just putting myself in this person's shoes. There's a lot of people who don't travel much. They live close to a lot of providers. Usually they're more urban setting, and they have a plan where 90% plus of providers are in network in that area. And they say, you know what, I'm not really going to go anywhere. I'm not going to travel. I'm not going to snowbird. I'm in the larger metro area. And this plan, has 90% plus providers in network. So I'm going to choose this plan. And if I have to move around from a doctor to a specialist according to the HMO or PPO plan, I'm okay doing that. So that's number one. Number two would be you're okay with, a referral. Now, there are people who are in the provider world, and they work in that space, and they really don't like Medicare Advantage plans because they feel like they're too strict, especially on prior authorization. I just talked to someone like that recently. But if there are people out there who are used to that with their employer plan, then a lot of them aren't going to have an issue with doing it on Medicare. And so, they're okay with the networks because they live where there is a robust amount of providers, and their plan covers a lot of those providers. Secondly, the prior authorization piece, they're comfortable, waiting the process. Prior authorization or pre-approval, it gets a bad rap, but one alternative way to think about it is it's a way for health insurance companies to try to keep costs down, which then hopefully is passed on to you. Again, I know that's controversial, and I know people have strong opinions on that, but there are some of these things require, critical thinking and require looking at it from multiple angles. And then the last thing I'll say, I'll just go back to this last person's comment. Even though your Advantage plan is going to change every year, that doesn't always mean it's for the worst. This comment on this forum, this person said that they received their 2025 benefit changes on their PPO plan that they've had for 2 years, and they're happy with it. So, that's, again, critical thinking, looking beyond the noise and really trying to understand what's right for you. So that's what I do in my agency, is I help people understand, again, the two paths to Medicare that I talked about. I help them understand the positive and negatives of both, hopefully, and then do my best to guide them to a decision that's right for them. A lot of people ask me what I would do in their situation, and I say, well, I'm not you. I can't tell you what I would do because everybody's risk tolerance is different, everybody's health is different. There's so many factors that go into this that I can't really tell you what I would do, but I can present to you scenarios of other people maybe who've been in similar situations and the thought process they had. So I was doing this actually with a client last year, and we had talked quite a few times. We'd had quite a few long conversations because a lot of what I do now is over the phone. Um, and when it was all said and done, the light went on for her, and I actually wrote it down here in my um, on my board because it was so good. It was, I understand what you do now. Your job is to guide, not persuade. And I thought, wow, that really sums it up really well. Guide, not persuade. And I wrote it down and I stuck it up on the board. So again, Medicare Advantage plan isn't for everybody. There are some people, they want the luxury of no network restrictions, no referrals. The plan stays the same year to year, and they choose Medigap. But there are a lot of people, it's like 60% now, who are on Medicare Advantage plan, and the vast majority of them are happy with their coverage. The main thing is, do as much research as you can. Work with a broker like something that I do that can help you, that can present to you unbiased information, and then make the right decision and be comfortable with it. Again, because there's no perfect scenario. That's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Again, if you have any questions, leave me a comment below, or you can reach out to me through my website, meetjamie.com, and let me know what you think about this new forum I tried today. I look forward to talking to you in the next one. Have a great day.